Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bridget and welcome to Sparkle and Trade. Today we are going to be talking about my favorite trading platforms. Now, I've only traded on 2 platforms, but both of them are my favorite. So we're going to be talking about them. I don't know about the others. I do know about these 2. I've also used Robinhood and SoFi as well, but I don't know much about those in terms of like the invest with Teri strategy. She actually teaches you on the TradeStation platform, and it has the mobile app, and also I use ThinkOrSwim as well. I'm going to be talking about them both and why I choose to use ThinkOrSwim, and then why I still sometimes reference TradeStation. So that's what we're talking about today, and here we go. So number one of the main things that you need to know, or one of the main things that you need to decide on, is which trading brokerage are you going to go with. Now, ThinkOrSwim uses TD Ameritrade, and is actually TD Ameritrade. TradeStation is just TradeStation. And like I said, the Invest with Teri method is taught on TradeStation platforms. She has some like cool perks that if you're brand new, you can kind of get in quicker with TradeStation because of the representative that she works with there. So highly suggest checking out the Invest with Teri course first. Like I said in all my videos, all these videos aren't going to make any sense to you guys if you don't understand how to trade. And Teri teaches you how to trade. I've included the description to her, or the link to her course below, so you can reach it there. But like I said, today we're going to be talking about the 2 platforms that I love and why. So first, let's start with TradeStation. Number one reason why I like TradeStation is because we are literally taught how to trade using TradeStation. And because that's the way that I was taught and I'm very familiar with it, I've watched tons of videos on TradeStation. They actually have a YouTube page that goes over like how to use the page. And I love it. One of the main reasons why I reference TradeStation even now still is because of the mobile app and how easy it is to look at the candles. So Teri uses the candle method in her investment strategy, and so the candles are easier to see. In my opinion, they're easier to identify your buyer level and your seller's levels with the TradeStation app. Definitely on the phone, and I don't use the web version of TradeStation. That's actually a con of TradeStation. If you have a Mac or a MacBook Pro or something like that, unfortunately, they do not have a desktop version. They do have a web version, but the downside of the web version is that once you set up your screen to have all your windows looking the way it wants to look, when you close on that web version, it's gone. You have to redo it every single time you log on again, and I don't like that. But the mobile app functions like normal. Like, it's a very user-friendly mobile app on TradeStation. I actually like using the mobile app way more than I like using any type of web version. I did download the desktop on a PC because they do have a desktop version, but it's only for PC users, which sucks because I have an iMac, a MacBook Pro, everything Apple in my office, and that's the brand that I use. And so none of TradeStation is available except on my iPhone. It's the only area that I can actually use TradeStation without, again, you can use the web version on a Mac, but again, it's just the screens, everything, you have to like customize it and set it up. And one thing I learned about trading is that once you set up your screens, you kind of want to leave everything where it is. You don't want to have to, put all your studies back on there, or whatever you're using to decide on a trade. You don't want to have to use that over and over again to every time you open up your try to do some technical analysis. So I have decided to use TradeStation. When I first started, loved it, still loves it, but I found out about ThinkOrSwim actually through some fellow students in her course were telling me about ThinkOrSwim. And one of the things that I love about ThinkOrSwim is you have the ability to get out to put a stop order in for an options trade. In TradeStation, they do not give you the ability not the way that I need it to. I think there is a way around it if you use like the premium to put in a stop order on an options trade. But in TradeStation, generally speaking, you can't put a stop order in, and definitely not a bracket order in with a stop on a trade. But in ThinkOrSwim, you can. So that means if the trade starts going in a direction that you don't want it to go in, then ThinkOrSwim should, keyword should, get you out, and you actually have that security of knowing that if I'm not watching the stock, that it's not all going to go haywire without some protection. So I love that about ThinkOrSwim. ThinkOrSwim also has, to me, more bells and whistles that you can use. There's just more options. I'm still actually learning ThinkOrSwim. I'm planning to do a greater overview on TradeStation because I know TradeStation really well. So if this is something that you learn in the Best with Teri school, but she does recommend you going deeper into learning TradeStation on your own. So I did that. So I'll teach you guys what I learned and kind of the main things that were important to me in TradeStation that I found that were very helpful. ThinkOrSwim, again, like I said, I'm using ThinkOrSwim. ThinkOrSwim also has a mobile app. Let's see here. This is the ThinkOrSwim mobile app. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is the ThinkOrSwim mobile app. I'm actually currently in an options trade for Netflix right now. I told you guys that I'll be sharing you guys some of the ticker symbols that I use. I don't do single stocks or like, what do you say? Like, I only trade options now because there are some times there are very rarely where I won't trade options. I actually consider myself a swing trader for options. I do day trades as well 3 times a week, but that's a strategy I use if it's available. I learned, as you guys know in my last video, my worst trading day ever, that sometimes you just don't need to trade. And so because of that, instead of walking into the week thinking I'm going to trade 3 times a week, that's a hope, that's the goal. But if there isn't a trade available that fits my technical analysis and it actually tells me take the trade, then I'm not going to take the trade. But there are times where it says take the trade. It just may take me a week or 2 to get to where the profitability of it all. And I'm okay with that too. Sometimes the slow, steady way is much better than the fast, quick way because it's less risk. And as somebody that has experienced max loss, you want as least risk as possible. I mean, and there as least risk as you are willing to take. And everybody has to decide that for themselves. Like, what risk am I taking? So right now I'm in an options trade for Netflix. It expires actually next Friday. Yeah, let's see here, where I'm at. I'm at an options trade for Netflix expiring next Friday. I got into this options trade last week and it expires on the 22nd. So that's the stock I'm looking at now. I will be doing a video on the ticker symbols that I'm looking at. These are my watch. This is my watch list right here. And these are the trades that I look at on a daily basis. But I love this app. I love ThinkOrSwim because it's just really good. Now the con about ThinkOrSwim, in my opinion, again, I'm very new to ThinkOrSwim, so I'm still learning it. But the con with ThinkOrSwim is that on the desktop application, I remember I was in a trade a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to get out of that trade. And I remember going to the desktop, closing it out, and it didn't close out right away. And I was like, what is that? What happened? Like the way TradeStation closes out trade is totally different. However, if you go into the app and close out the trade, it is so much easier and it happens right away. So I've learned if I want to get out of a trade quickly, use the app and not the desktop version, just because in my opinion, and it might be just something I'm doing wrong, or I just need to learn more about the desktop version, it just seems more complicated to get out of a trade on the desktop versus the app where all you have to do is click, close. And on the desktop, it's like asking you different things. And it's just like, wait, I just want to get out of this real quick, you know? So the app, if I was giving you my suggestions, I would say using ThinkOrSwim, use the app to close out a trade. use the app over the desktop, but I'm also telling you that from a newbie's perspective. So, yeah. Make your own decisions. But like I said, I like ThinkOrSwim. I just think it has more bells and whistles. And as I'm learning about it, I enjoy it. I enjoy you know, all the things that it offers, the scanner. Like there's so many things that it offers that allows you to do research into stocks that you want to get into. Teri does go over how to find stocks or how to find companies to place trades in. I think she even says that openly. But you know, the ThinkOrSwim has a scanner as well. And then I usually use the scanner on ThinkOrSwim and then see if any of my stocks that I'm already looking at fit the scanner criteria that I use on ThinkOrSwim. If ThinkOrSwim says, oh, you know, Apple is a good stock this week because of all these reasons, then I go look into it further. I, you know, apply the Invest with Teri model, and at the end of the day, I make the decision, am I going to enter this trade? So I use the Invest with Teri model with her advanced strategies on options trade. That's my trading strategy. I still do SPX 0DTE 3 times a week if it's clear that the high probability of that trade going in the direction that I want it to go in. That's my favorite trading strategy. 0DTE, SPX 3 times a week. And what 0DTE means, the date of expiration. I believe that's what DTE stands for, date of expiration. And 0 means that the contract is going to expire that day. So because the contract is going to expire that day, then that means I get paid that day. And I might get paid 3 times a week. I don't know about you. That's just me. Anyway, that's my feedback on my favorite trading strategy. Again, thank you guys for coming along on my journey. Like I said, I'm in Netflix right now. I'll be sharing with you guys. My goal is to share with you guys like on a Friday what I'm looking at for the next week, because I'm not going to be uploading videos on the weekends. I have my kids, and Sunday I'm actually going out of town. So my goal is to do some technical analysis with you Friday of stocks that I'm looking, or not technical analysis, but to share with you guys the ticker symbols that I'm looking at. You guys, again, have to determine if you're going to enter these stocks. I'm not going to tell you how or when or where to enter them. I'm just going to tell you the ticker symbols I'm looking at. If you get enrolled into the Invest with Teri's course, I linked it below. You will understand why I'm getting into these stocks. But just to get into stocks because I say so is not smart. Don't follow me blindly. Get educated, and then we can go on this journey together. All right, guys, I'll see you around. Have a good one.